Okay, I'm going to try again. On this moment calendar, Monday, 5 May 2025. Very welcome. Case experience, supernatural, public, international, still going on through my ordinary life. Definitive, I'm being centering in here, being sexuality also, same time. Okay, I get contact. My project going to be happened. Already being approved and supported by international context, kind of consensus, acclamations among countries also. But surprising, this millennium context, I'm definitely made surprise for international. I want to say this experience kind of crazy madness. I'm being yelling, intimidated. You got contact from international. See this experience also chasing at the same time about the court, and I'm definitely premier alibi also. Besides, publics include a get contact suspect definitive already directly to internet ID 6661 for discovering claim on this day. He may commanding goes from grave from the Kajihwa, country of Indonesia. A get contact the definitive already being undefined on status as a government or syndicate to them also. And there the alibi also. Context I'm definitely being intimidated, terror by customs, supernatural. Quite shocking. And by this moment, the international, I made again this conference because my court keep going on to international. So definitely I need report for my experience today. For identifying also my domiciliary address neighborhood. Because my contact alibi said I've got that also from neighborhood towns in London. My address domiciliary actually. By these moments, context say I'm being intimidated, being manipulated, for about this progress by police, local Ognum, and still being matched also. for the relations connection syndicate also at the same time. I contact they seems internationally for a group. And alien family only confirm about their status also on the United States, America. I've got contact on this morning saying they still about recruiting my parents as Monumental National to my country, being lost, being doubted, and at the same time also very authentic for nationality. Can take say since last day. This also already being identified. Same sound orientation for black male to internet global on this day. But already being anticipated. Can take say by the RD666 on discovering in heroic also. The kind of syndicate on the internet also. But definitely already being found no alien family friendship on international. The kind of family and enemy. My context that's all about my parents being blackjacked by them, still being investigated about the relations case each others. Can take say my parents actually on alibi from Asia also, as his family is supposed to be, and also the United States for his families also. I got contact very clear and sounded out. Meanwhile also changing about sexuality. Kinda love for me. I got contact for this morning. Saying I still need to become a lady jockey for international to maintain my court actually, because the situations kind of alibi for me also. The public, exactly. Confirmation say I'm being supported and being investigated also for about my compromise project reward to Indonesia country BRI 666 and contact say already our indications are similar with claim that RD666 one could discovering that banking BRI include also being wonder for status suspect on the situations. Context since about ISIS International on this millennium also, and therefore about the connections alibi for victims on international. The context it also about all my claim into the RD666 one for discovering. Identifying status suspect, blaming the situations as black good and victims in time. My context say I'm incorrectly, definitive, true for about my statement claim in front of law. This kind of criminal managerial context is similar with my claim on internet. Why Indonesia country government the contacting and loyalty also seems about the grouping each other also as similar with politics. The kind of opportunities by them on this Millennium Day among social, they just made busy and disturbing by methods supernatural. All seems being centering also. I got contact. This kind of bluff also. Don't hesitate to make confirmations. Indonesia country government made alibi to international for my status bluffer as victims or about my claim into the RD666 on the scaffolding. I'm being contacted very often. I'm similar with intimidations also. Thanks God I can survive until this year 2025. Confirmation say alien found international actually already conversations about these situations since years of Elvis Presley also. So about refund satanic humans international futuristic millennium got human commanding goes in grave got 666. I've got contact. The situation actually already match for that alien confirmations was to be. And I'm being agreed for about my claim internet. But I hope that's also not ignoring for about my real case, okay? It's kind of simple to say because this experience definitive already been proved in time and our experience case conducted by the supernatural and delegations to countries. I'm definitely being sabotaged for about my money, my job business also because about these situations. They're definitely bluffing on my life, doing setup. It's similar also with espionage by them. But definitively proof they just come back, even there are indications also illegal to government. I'm definitely right as human being in front of law or speech in here. I'm civilian from my country, and that's sure no problem for international because it's not the jurisdiction actually. My experience case supernatural definitive public alibi, but they just seems not want to talk about that. But I got contact actually I don't trust by them for pioneering about this case. Seems it's leaky by them because I got the confirmations also for their interest to my real case. My experience case supernatural since 2008 until this year 2025. Definitive not want to give up for taking my life. And then also about social for about understanding the situations. Definitely laughing at my life for victims actually, but scumbag among them. I got contact. I'm also being good by Court International. Seems for escaping the situations, I can take say many people actually involved for us not to suspect it's in my case. I'm being bullying also by international for because criminal attitude actually. I contact say from Interpol also, social, the countries, definitive dominant also for supporting suspect and this progress. Just for having fun. Contact say similar with that. To cancelling about case into the RD666 on Korea's frame. Contact say it's similar with jails of Sleeky also for explain about their attitude creek also on to craft or my plot to this progress. I've got contact these actually also for about human rights also, human rights also, some countries, each others. I'm definitely being a proof. I can take staging like that as international alibi. About this case, and therefore, for international thinking, for continuing the situations to appointment international alien forensic human. Context by discovering number of peoples quite match for the importance on the appointment. Definitive I on reward because about that. There's already been talk between alien and countries also since years before. It's about planet Mars or planets. Just about waiting the refall number of people, which already being agreed. Goes to my 666 ICDM. As 666 in the world want to take over my alien farming. This can take case supernatural, kind of absurd, and still the alibi sustained for make sure, and also for about context say alien forensic humans. They want to maintain actually the developed international friendship for me it come to and new begins civilizations landscape through planets and planets. I want to reminding for regards about that also. I am status definitive victims and black code. Talk about that. So many sound on my ear, very clear. I'm bluffing my life. This definitive supernatural by my alibi. Can talk about it happening. Seems kind of politic for sabotaging up my life. Because I own status also. Context say exactly founder numbering of peoples. Being jealous, being vendetta. By some unresponsive peoples. that can do contact through my ordinary life by supernatural method. And also about my internet. I want attention also about that because this seems very aggressions to my life. I got contact also. Say internet global also going to match for about these situations supernatural confirmation say actually since first beginning of social networking internet of Windows, Microsoft, and also Google's, YouTube's. This supernatural actually part to about that, but being confused because my claim on this day the him commanding goods from Kiev and other than alien farming. The contact since yesterday say similar with that. Let me confused also because the situations kind of different as the contact confirmations. Human commanding goods from grave. That's actually. But I'm not rejected for another explanations as the relations is legal and Korea also on international, such as also internet global, social networking inside that, and also about the company and enterprise, such as also Google, Windows, and Microsoft, YouTube. Because context say they also kind of Hindu actually, and meanwhile also for about their status enterprise. Actually also I'm Stockholm personality from country of Indonesia. Kepergian Pigu Ganjang from town Medan, North Sumatra province, my domicile address. Context say they also include as Internet Global Stockholm since progress years before. For about Lotus, context say and also about Coral Draw and also about Android program Camuten APK. Kinda upset for me because this contact kinda against each other. Very ambiguous, kinda politic for me. But I'm still insist for my case Okay, what about my reward for project also, because definitive I'm being stuck in here as killed, as victims, being stoned in here, being punched, even there isn't anybody beside me. Being manipulated also, being sabotaged for my money, for my wallet, and that's definitive case. I already made the claim on internet global and thrown of law. I said on my statement. Contact said this kind of rancid actually. Human exploited by some apartheid or unresponsible peoples, minority and majority, as similar like that. They kinda really funds also for conversations, the politics or ideology also. I don't know. I just made my observations so my ordinary. I watch TV and do attention to my internet. The social networking happened from my Android phones, just ringing like that. I watch some of them, and I'm definitely being intimidated by unseen person, individual, supernatural, exactly. And I believe there are connections between that internet and the broadcasting or TV and politics also. Context said this actually for about also my parents, my father and my mother, actually families of Metallica on the United States, and therefore about Guns N' Roses and Madonna, Marilyn Monroe, Elvis Presley, and many more. Kind of freak for made it like that, while trying to believe for that. Even I still being struck in here. Definitely being intimidated, being bullying. Feel about the situation also kind of weird for our experience. But I get contact is going to be ordinary actually, just exclusive for the moment by moment to future. Because going to about appointment alien friendship humans countries nationality in Galactica goes to about Islam International or religions random there, Hindu, Buddha, and Islam also, Christian also, and also about NASA. I got contact. That's actually families. That's include to my parents actually. International legendary for James Bond, Adi Banana, owner of Internet Global. Therefore, about Indonesia County Monumental of the historical. My context say I on alibi by United States of America. Therefore, about peoples or social civilians on States America district towns. families of my father and my mother. Very freak for saying about that, but I'm trying the confirmations made report at this moment. I want to say thank you very much for the support if that's truly situations actually for my case. I mean, I'm trying to understand for that. Even I own nationalisms, civilian country to my country, actually, Indonesian Republic. I've got contact I'm going to support because about that, but not very clear when that's going to happen because this already 2025 actually. I began this engineering advocate self since 2008. Already long terms to this years. I'm definitely being stuck alone. Not very much information by ordinary conversations. I'm kind of break code for these situations. Really upset for me. And that's why I confirm for about that all contact happening since yesterday, since last day on this moment conference. Thanks God if you can understand for what I mean next week. I'm definitely need money in here. But definitely if I'm being sabotaged for my own job, but about my ownership money also. Seeing the kind of syndicates, but not want to talk about the supernatural actually. Context say they just want to subscribe for my YouTube. Make like for what that. But my context say don't wait for them. They just escaped from the situations. Context say they're kind of criminal group actually. But exactly the ethnic include also status as my parents' families, and therefore about their domiciliary address kind of internationally. Their own address home also in Asia countries such as also Thailand and Singapore, Malaysia. And their own domiciliary address home also in the United States of America and also Australia. But based on my observations today, they're kind of scumbag actually on my local neighborhood. But my context say they're actually not people from my neighborhood. I just blunder for my understanding. They're actually peoples from Jakarta, Java Islands, governments, the politicians. But during about that also context saying they're actually domiciliary address on my neighborhood and my town, the Medan. really fun actually. And suddenly say that actually my parents' farm is that about my project. They're actually people that are an authority for shutting down my internet. Very weird for the confirmations. I just push myself to conference about that, so it can be really fun for these communications case to international also. A simple word, I want my money. Okay, I'm definitely being sabotaged for about that, and exactly I'm planning for my future to get married, own child, planning for my account bank, or preparing about my future next. That's definitely being set up by this case. I want that. I will not give up for meet my conference. And I want to say thank you very much for you peoples because of the friendship to me, even it's kinda weird, kinda big, kinda absurd because actually we already grew, we already adult, we already our mindset actually. But not to be forgotten. I just say thank you very much, peoples. I hope you can understand for what I'm talking about in here. Guys, also I'm trying for my TOEFL. I'm kinda not very expert because I'm actually on college in another interest faculty. I'm from law faculty actually. It's about law, not about English speech or TOEFL. Want to apologize about that, but I really hope this conference can be simple for your understanding. I think that's all for a while. I'll continue again for next. I'm not very hesitate to make this conference and again conference, but I want to show you should not hate to watch knowing about my conference. Also, thank you very much and see you again on my next Crave Internet in front of law. I'm speaking here. What about my court medical case project and also about the conclusion for this parenting case supernatural international meeting. Còn năm mình có Bible, có mình từ Grand Satan, có Jehovah, có Pergiat, Bigu Ganjang, có Millennium, Ethereum, có PKN, etc. 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 Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Shalom Christiani. God bless you. Om Swantiasu. Bodhisattva. 22 trillion rupiah for me. I believe that can be happening because there's already alibi and definitive explain by countries. Each personal, I believe, can be alibi for me. Thanks also to Ellen Family God for made conversations about the situation also in United States, America. See you again on my next conference, Internet Clean.